But anyways, let's start with Mike. Mike Wazowski. He is a support character. He also has the Downtown Hero tag, along with Downtown, of course, Monsters Inc. tag, and he is our first addition to the Sorcerer's Chosen. A big question that people had was, are they going to add to the Sorcerer Chosen? Are they going to update people with the tag? Will a legendary be a Sorcerer Chosen? And yes, do a PvP. I may do one because I didn't really do much in the PvP department since it reset. But these have been questions. I have 4 million level up potions. All my characters are level 50. I have no idea why I still have so much level potions because of the gap. Because 50 to 60 is doubled, 60 to 70 is doubled off that, and then 70, 80 is doubled off that. I tolerate you. But anyways, Sorcerer Chosen. Don't blink when they come out with a legendary Sorcerer Chosen. And the addition of Mike being the first Sorcerer Chosen led me to a few things. Number one, it is clearly a theme. Viewed as ignoring me? Oni, I am not. Hi Oni, how are you? Trying to get my thought out before I forget it. Am I invisible? No, you're not invisible. I'm sorry. Or not. Anyways. I think Mike's addition came and basically wrote home that the Sorcerer Chosen characters are going to be complements to your damage dealers. And really be the utility characters rather than, as we'll get with Sully, the people that are gonna pack the punch. Hi Mazo, how you doing? With that being said, and I'm just gonna put a prediction out right now. Thank you, Mike, for your lovely display. But with that being said, this guy right here, he's been labeled a support before, and I think once either December starts or the end of December, once the two top clubs start getting, twirl them, look at him, boom. Once, thank you Mazo for feeding BEWD Jr. Once we get closer to the top twos, get closer to unlocking him, you're gonna realize he's a support. You're also gonna realize that he will be your pseudo legendary. However you think Ursula is, she's a legendary, she's just event exclusive. He's gonna be the event exclusive legendary support Sorcerer Chosen character. And don't think he won't come with mechanics that you see in the raid, such as imprison, such as something to do about empowered. So make sure you're taking a look at this, because every single character, every Sorcerer Chosen is not a big damage dealer. They are there to provide utility for the team or support the team. We were told when they came out with Gear Tier 9 that from 8 to 9 is more specifically towards your sustainability for your character, not offensive and speed driven like 7 to 8. With that being said, make sure that you're taking a close look at your support characters and complementing your damage dealers. We have a bunch of damage dealers. We know them. We know the names. You see a few right here. Hercules, Hades. We know who our damage dealers are. Do we know who our supports are? Do we know who our utility offensive characters are? But anyways, back on track here. Mike. First ability is called I Have a Plan. It's his basic. If a teammate is able to assist, call one teammate to assist, preferring Monsters Inc. teammates. So if you have Randall, you'll have, and Sully, you'll have a little split 50-50. If you just have him with Sully, Sully will go. If teammate is Sully, he deals 40% bonus damage. We'll get to Sully's damage scaling. Should I save my points for rabbit time? What is rabbit time? I don't know. Oh, rabbit time. Okay. Anyways, if assisting teammate is Monsters Inc., 30% chance to grant assisting teammate offense up for one turn. So, and we'll get to Sully, it's more advantageous to run the duo of Mike and Sully than it is to run the trio at this point, because you want that chance for offense up on Sully, and we'll get to him. Where are my points? They're gone. Over here in Philly, what's the time? Diaper time, dude. Anyways, if no teammate is able to assist, deal an abysmal amount of damage to the target opponent. Next, grant tactics for one turn to self and target teammate. And just a refresher, tactics, chance occurrences of the affected character's abilities are guaranteed. So that means people that have fear, people that stun, people that silence, they are going to stick their debuffs if they have tactics. Given the other character that's being attacked doesn't have evade, or you have blind, or whatever. If it's just a clear-cut attack that is supposed to inflict the damage or has a chance, it becomes 100. Next, grant target teammate a helpful effect depending on the role. And I always like this kind of script, because Belle has it, and I think Pocahontas has it. And I think it opens up what the character can do, right? Where you can place the character, how flexible the character is. You gave me a polite chuckle. Anyway, so defensive character gains protect, support gains evasion, and the offense role gains a guaranteed crit. All super powerful. All very powerful. If Sully's a teammate, inflict fear on all opponents with 100% bonus potency for one turn, and he gains all effects. Nice. And that was the level 2 upgrade. I'm sorry, I didn't go through the basic. Basically, it's a bunch of bonus damage done, and I did read the 30% chance to gain offense up. But here, you're just gonna add how many protects and evasions you get, and then you add how the tactics duration, which is crazy. Because you can have, what do Pocahontas and Belle have? They have like this clause here. This defense, support, offense role. I can pull up Pocahontas real quick. Where is she in? Pocahontas? Yeah. There she is. See, it's a little bit ugly looking as far as aesthetics, but Hero offense teammates gain blank. Hero defense teammates gain blank. Hero support teammates gain blank. How far we've gone. We have like bold letters and everything, and it's looking all nice. Look at how far we've gone. Mazo's sleeping on the job. What do you need receipts for? We're waiting on 4 princesses. Anyways. Next, don't let the kid touch you is the second special. Perform the following on target and adjacent opponents with 100% bonus potency. Inflict fear for 1 turn. 30% chance to inflict defense down for 1 turn. If Sully is a teammate, he performs his top scare ability regardless of magic charge, which is what is top scare? Oh, excuse me, sorry. Yes, he does the special A. Sully does. I lost my train of thought. If Sully's a teammate, he performs his top scare ability regardless of magic with charge, which does have a chance to stick fear, which we will get into. So as far as the upgrades to this wall of text here, if the target already had fear, reduce speed meter, which speed meter reduction and being able to control turn meter is always a very strong mechanic. You also get plus 25 potency as well. And then at level 8, if target, or excuse me, level 4, if target already had fear, reduce magic by 1, which is nice. Hope she's a banging defense. Anyways, first passive. When an opponent receives fear, gain 1 charge up to 10 max. When reaching 10 charge, consume all stacks and perform the following. Deal damage to all opponents. If opponents have fear, extend the fear. Then grant haste to Monsters Inc. teammates for 1 turn. Haste is always great. Again, speed is always very, very crucial and very, very strong in character collectors, so haste is great. Level 2, if the opponent has fear, inflict or extend offense down for 1 turn, which controls your opponent a little bit more, which is nice. And then level 3 is a 50% increase on damage dealt, and then level 4 will be grant 1 magic to Monsters Inc. teammates. Next is his leadership ability, which is very interesting that he's an SC and a leader. I don't think we have any more SCs that are leaders, but we have our first one here. On battle start, 30% chance to inflict fear on all opponents for 1 turn, which is kind of strange because he's an SC and the only real opponent you have is the Titan staring you in the face. But I digress. It gives him a little bit of PvP viability and things like that, and I understand. Opponents affected by fear have minus 15% defense, which factors into Sully, which we'll get into right after this, and it reduces their speed. Level 2, Monsters Inc. teammates gain, when attacking an opponent with fear, 10% offense. We'll get to Sully in a moment. And does his gear stick to rock? It depends. It could stick to rock. It's a very small chance when... Yeah, it's a very small chance. But it could. It's very difficult to. Twirl Mike. And then minus 5 defense, so 20% defense, and then minus 5 speed, which is 10% off the speed bar when they have fear. Slowly. Is that professional enough for you? All right, so Mike, And if you're new here, how we rate characters is we do it from 1 to 5. And the guidelines on how I normally rank characters is as such. The initial kit, how the kit reads. Number 2 is their flexibility. Can they be used in multiple factions, multiple teams? The scope of the character. How useful is the character beginning, mid, and end game? The viability, how many game modes they'll be useful in, as well as performance, how the kit performs compared to how it reads. So, we use our rating system using BEWDs, and I'm going to put up a poll right now, and you let me know how many BEWDs
And we'll be calling
you believe Mike Wazowski deserves. And go to my creator dashboard here. All right. Get your votes in there. How many BEWDs for Mike? How many BEWDs do you think Mike Wazowski deserves? Hi, Lashi. How you doing? Also, as far as stone recommendations, I believe that Speedstone is probably a no-brainer. I see a 3. I see a 5. I see a 4. I see 2 4s. I don't understand the question. So, we assign BEWDs. However many BEWDs you have, the better character you are. As far as the guidelines that I set, initial kit. This is how my rating system is based off of. The initial kit, the character's flexibility, the scope of the character's viability in multiple game modes, and then the character's performance. So everyone, well, not everyone, but I don't understand the poll. How many BEWDs for Mike? Anyways, 4 people said 4 BEWDs for Mike, and in my opinion, I believe he is a 4 out of 5 BEWDs character. I think he's solid. I think that he can fit in multiple places. I think the duo and Sully are very strong. I think that he has a kit that can flex off multiple characters, multiple roles, and I think that he may not be the best option in PvP, but he is still a pretty good option in PvP. Of course, he's fantastic in the raid. He's an SC, so he is kind of crucial. Tiana should have 5 BEWDs. But Mike is at 4 BEWDs, just like the majority of chat said. Next, let's move on to this guy right here. James Sullivan. Sully, for short, is a monster. He packs a punch. Man, oh man, does his offense scale. And that was really his problem throughout this game. He kind of just was a wet noodle, to be completely honest, and a punching bag. But there is things built in his kit that makes him ridiculous. He is a tank, and he can tank, but he's gonna be known for his offense. He's a downtown character, Monsters Inc. downtown hero. First, . Ariel's beautiful, but not S tier. Oh, be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Anyways, the basic. Deal damage to target opponent. Great. But deal 50% bonus damage per hero. And that is not downtown hero. That is not downtown. That is just straight hero and Monsters Inc. teammate. So, Randall, Mike, other heroes, damage boost. Ridiculous. In raids, gain 100% bonus offense for this attack. On top of the bonus damage per teammate if you fit the criteria. Gear tier 9 is going to do more damage. Ridiculous. This basic is nuts in the raid. And we'll get to his PvP viability. But in the raid, it's absolutely insane. Next is Top Scare, which is the ability I couldn't remember for the life of me. Deal damage to all opponents, 50% to inflict fear for 2 turns, which is very important for his kit, and we will get to his next ability and why fear is very important for his kit. If opponent already had fear, inflict or extend offense down for 1 turn. Gain taunt for 1 turn if a hero is a teammate, which you saw the clause in the basic. Why wouldn't you be running heroes or Monsters Inc? Gain defense up for 1 turn. And his abilities, the next tier for me would do more damage on the fear, which is not really why you want to do it. It's the next ability where you have another chance to inflict fear. You want to inflict as much fear as you possibly can. Next, probably one of the most insane moves in this game is Boo's Door. And Boo's Door, man, deal unavoidable damage to a target opponent. Deal 150% bonus damage if the opponent has fear, which we just mentioned. If Mike is a team, gain crit power up for 1 turn. And you saw what his basic does. It gives him the tactics, right? Can't remember. Hang on. Yes. Oh no, excuse me. It gives him the protect for that sustainability. But in raids, deal 50% bonus damage per hero and Monsters Inc. teammate. So if you're running Sully, and this doesn't say downtown, if you're running Sully in the raid, number 1, pair him with Mike. If you don't pair him with Mike, pair him with heroes. If you have to leave off a hero, a suggestion I would have for you is put him with characters that give him offense up, crit. Get him as much buffs as you possibly can. Also, a good character that pairs with Sully is Chunk. Chunk sticks of fear with his passive when he takes a turn on turn start. So if you use Chunk and he sticks the fear and you put all these buffs on Sully, he's gonna throw it back at the tornado at the Titan and do insane damage. And we'll get to stone recommendations in a moment, but I do suggest to exploit the damage here as much as possible. Give him the offense stone. Don't give him a speed stone, because you want your other characters that support and are utilities to give it to Mike so he can either A, put his fear out first if he goes before Chunk, and B, have all the buffs ready to smack someone with Boo's door. It will do insane damage. I want Boo in the game, yeah. That's one thing I was disappointed. Where's Roz? Where's Randall's assistant? Where's Boo? Where's Mr. Waternoose? Where's George 2319? But they'll probably make extensions onto these teams in the future. That's how they keep us playing. Anyways, his passive, first time an opponent is inflicted with fear each turn, he gains shield 10% of his max out. This character can have up to 50% of max health as shield. And then level 2 for each additional opponent inflicted with fear. Each turn, 30% chance to gain bonus shield equal to 5% of max health. Level 3 is plus 5% shield, plus 2% bonus shield. And then level 4 will be if this character has shield, gain 100% defense. Next. When an opponent receives fear, that includes when Chunk does his turn and sticks it. He's gonna do the following. He's gonna do damage to that character and also gain an evasion on top of it. He can inflict a stun for 1 turn with level 2, and in raids deal 100% bonus damage, which is insane that is even anything, right? 100% is a lot, obviously. So they must have realized that he's a wet noodle, and he needed a complete overhaul in his damage, because he was always a good tank. I never had a problem with him being a tank. It was the damage, and they scaled it by basically 100%. Level 3 does plus 50% damage dealt. I wish stun killed Titan's minions. Yeah. If Mike Wazowski's a teammate, gain tactics for 1 turn, which then procs you to use your taunt, because you'll stick to fear, which is nice. So Sully, I'm gonna ask the question again. How many BEWDs do you believe Sully should get? I'm only putting a few acceptable answers. But go ahead. How many BEWDs do you think Sully should get on the basis of initial kit, flexibility, the scope, the viability in multiple game modes, and the performance on how the kit performs compared to how it reads? What do you think Sully should get? I feel like any character Ash likes, they become instantly a super good character. And quotability of character in the movie. A lot of people said 5 out of 5 BEWDs. And you know, I contemplated giving him 5 BEWDs. But I then decided that he is a 4.5 out of 5. Just because, yes, he does fit into multiple teams. He has fantastic flexibility just because his kit says, just put heroes with me and let's go. the initial kit sounds ridiculous, right? The scope, beginning, mid, end game player, can he help in the Ursula raids? Absolutely. He's going to have a huge impact in the Ursula raids, whether you're beginning, mid, or end game player. But I think where I tripped up with Sully is that they are putting all their marbles in to raid. I believe that, yes, he is a good option, just like Mike, but he is not doing the impact that he does in raid. So that really, yes, he's a superstar in the raid, but the other ones, he's just good. He's just okay. He's kind of slow, and you don't really want to put a speed stone on him because you'll wreck turn order. So he's not the most PvP viable character, and that's why I decided to give him a 4.5 out of 5. He is still ridiculous. But Sully, everybody, amazing rework. I hope it sticks. Another reason why I wanted to do this a little bit later in the week, because I was not happy when they reworked or fixed the bugs of gargoyles. But hopefully this one sticks. Oof. All right. Next. This said 4.52. Randall. And Randall has always been like a sneakily okay character. And I feel like the downtown villain faction as a whole have a bright future, especially when the lead of the downtown villains is Dr. F, which is a insanely broken, stupid leadership. With that being said, I think everything in his kit got better. I think that Randall is still a okay option, right? I think there's a brighter future for him. So I'm just gonna, again, go off my rating system and let's read his kit. The basic. Deal damage to target opponent. If this character has stealth, 50% chance to repeat this attack up to a max of 4 times. So I read this wrong the first time I initially read the kit on my own. I was like, okay, he's targeting an opponent, and if this character has stealth, then he gets a max repeat of 4. But then I realized it was if he has the stealth. Very weird wording there. But the upgrades is the +2 on the max attacks, so this comes at a base of 2. Level 3 is more damage, and in level 4, each hit increases this character's offense by 50% until the end of this ability. So 1400 scales 4 times if you do get the max of 4. If you just get 2, it just scales up 1. Next is the special. What happened? Oh, there he is. Special. Inflict fear for 2 turns on target opponent. We just went ad nauseum on how fear is important for Sully. But if already inflicted with fear, and this character has stealth, inflict 1 vulnerable, which if you line it up properly, where Sully has fear, if Randall uses this and fear is already apparent on the target opponent and Randall's stealth, you can potentially put a vulnerable on for Boo's door when he has a bunch of buffs, which is insane. But I don't like how many clauses this has to get a vulnerable. Vulnerable isn't, I mean, vulnerable could be insane, like I just said, but it's very, very niche. It's very, very, it has to have a lot of coordination towards it. But anyways, level 3 does more damage. I just spoke about the vulnerable. And level 4, if this opponent defeats an opponent, this character gains a bonus turn and extends stealth by 1 turn. And then of course that would be led into the basic, which can scale up if you hit 4, which is nice because you're extending the stealth on it. And then level 5 will put a +1 vulnerable if you're able to get this clause to work. Next, the special B. Deal damage to target opponent, inflict silence for 2 turns, reduce target opponent's speed meter by 50%, which is ridiculous. 50% is 50% of turn meter is a lot. Boo should be in the game. Yes, Ash, Boo should be in the game. It's a shame, but they have to sell us something sometime, right? If you hold on to Boo, if you hold on to Roz, if you hold on to Mr. Waternoose, if you hold on to George, if you hold on to 2319, guess how much money you make? A lot. So, level 2, in raids, gain 3 magic for this ability. So 3 magic, then it's kind of strange because the fear would have to be inflicted, then you get the fear on, and then you would be able to get the vulnerable, and then go back into stealth for the basic. If you defeat, like for example, like a tornado. Yeah. Level 3 is more damage, and level 4 is if this ability defeats an opponent, this character gains a bonus turn. I feel like Randall, and again, to his future potential, these are very strong, right? Gear tier 9, taking bonus turns like this on 2 back-to-back specials is quite strong. Plus, you gain 3 magic for this ability. So, essentially, if I have a gear tier 9 Randall, and he hits this special, kills somebody, gains 3 magic for this ability, then I use the first special, kill someone else, then I take another turn. That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm not gonna say you're gonna get your turn back, but you could do big damage, like, because the cooldown is not, 5, it's then like 2. But I digress. Next. Ash is sussing me? Why? Passive. On receiving a harmful effect, cleanse all harmful effects from this character. Gain stealth for 1 turn. Restore 30% of character's max health, plus 10% extra per Monsters Inc. teammate. So that, that wall says, hey, put him with Mike and Sully. If he's not with Mike and Sully, you're not going to get this 10%, or 20% if you have both, 10% if you have one. While this character has stealth, gain 30% tenacity, reduce damage taken by 15%. I wish this said, while this character has stealth, have a chance to stick tenacity down. There are a few buffs that you don't see a lot of. One of them is tenacity down. The other is the one that Wasabi has. I believe it's shield down. I don't remember exactly what it is, but I know he's the only one that has it. And it's super strange that we haven't seen it more. Let me go to it. Shield block. Yeah. He's one of the only people with this shield block thing. And I'm not saying it's anything we need for raids, but I'd love to have shield block on other characters. But I digress. Where's Monsters Inc? There we go. Back to the passive. Anyways, reduce damage taken by 15%, which is nice because he's kind of squishy. You're the only one who has it, bro. Chris Tot. Feel like I know that name, but it's escaping. Anyways, Randall Boggs. I think that you can get away with a offense stone on Randall again with the future potential he has at tier 9. Is Chris Tot Turbo? Is that true? Need a name change. Have some candy. Hey Turbo, how you doing? I feel like you could get away with an offense stone. I also think you can get away with a speed stone on him. Definitely an offense stone when you have the potential to take those bonus turns, especially at gear tier 9, which is light years away. But at this initial time, me reading it and looking at the other factors on how I rate things, I gave him a rating. What do you guys think about Randall Boggs? How many BEWDs does Randall Boggs deserve? And to go over, go over my rating system again. Initial kit, how the kit reads. Flexibility, usability in multiple team/factions. He has Monsters Inc. and Town villains. Scope, usefulness in beginning, mid, and end game. Viability, how many game modes they'll be useful in, and performance, how the kit performs compared to how it reads. So how many BEWDs for Randall Boggs? How many BEWDs for Randall Boggs? My real name is Tater Dot. I just sometimes the name just escapes me. I'm like Chris Tot. Like I feel like I know that name, but I just can't put my finger on it. We got a lot of 3s. We have 1 5. Please 1 5 stand up. I would love to know why you give him a 5. No differentiation between 5 and 3. I bet King Pillow Pants isn't taken. I bet it's not. We have another 4 for 3. Because he's awesome. Oh, I know who. I know who gave him a 5. 3 wins. And I have to agree with the audience. He has 3 for me right now. Unfortunately, he doesn't do enough for me right now. And the investment is so high to get him to actually maybe do something. But he has a good future, you know, with Dr. F and how ridiculous his kit is, paired with this guy, and then the future the downtown villain has. He was still broken when I was playing. Yeah, those were the good days, good old days when Randall was meta and everyone. Single target damages. Yeah, I do agree with that as well. A bunch of single target moves kind of suck. But there's a future for Randall.